Hey guys, my name is Farida and I'm going to be showing you how to look for a Alibaba supplier. So I have my laptop right in front of me over here and I am screen recording, so we're going to go through the motions together on how to look for a supplier. So I've picked the product leather belt bags, and this is a product that I'm currently not selling on my online store. So this opinion is not going to be a biased opinion at all. This is just going to be me kind of going through the motions and letting you know why I would and why I would not choose the suppliers that we find. And I will be showing you the most efficient way to find the best suppliers on Alibaba. Because when I talk about Alibaba, I am basically throwing you in a pool of a million fish, and you have to sift through them and choose the best one out of all of them for your brand. So we're gonna go through it together and learn how to find the best supplier in the shortest amount of time. Now keep in mind that you will most probably not find a supplier in a day, that this process will probably take you around maybe a week, maybe a month. So I would really take your time finding a good supplier and testing out the product that you get. But anyway, let's just get started with it because we have a lot of tips to go through. Okay, so I have Alibaba opened right in front of me, and the first thing that we're gonna do, the simplest thing, is we're just gonna search the product that we want to sell. Leather belt bags. Okay, so as you can tell here, you have a lot of different types of leather belt bags. So the thing about Alibaba, again, it's very versatile. So you can find anything from men's, women's, you can find there's like knockoff designer stuff over here. I'm seeing right here, this looks like it's kind of like knockoff designer. There's all different types of styles of leather belt bags. The one that, so you need to kind of figure out what is the belt bag that you're looking for, come up with a mood board, figure out what type of vibe you're going for and what the product is that you want to look for. So the belt bags that I am looking for kind of look like this. Like this one over here. Like this. So I want you to try to notice what keywords they're using in these belt bags. Waist pack, luxury handbags, whatever. Okay, so I'm noticing a lot of them are saying fanny packs for women. So that's fanny pack for women leather. Okay, so we have a few different products over here. Now, most suppliers will carry around the same products and the same styles. So the best thing to do instead of searching like this is to sift through it by supplier. Instead of products right here, you want to switch that to suppliers. Okay. So now you are going through the list in terms of suppliers instead of products, and with each supplier it kind of shows you like 3 products that they sell, which is good. So before you start going through this list, another thing that you should want is a trade assurance for sure. So you want that, and then you want a verified supplier also for sure. Okay, so I ticked off that I want my supplier to have trade assurance. I want my supplier to be a verified supplier. That means the suppliers have been verified by Alibaba, that they are real businesses. When you're picking a supplier, you always want the supplier to have a very high response rate. I like the response rate of over 90%, because when your supplier is not very responsive, that means they're probably not going to get your product done on time, and it's probably going to take forever to communicate with them. So because they're in China and they're in a different country, communication is very, 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 very important, or else it's going to take forever to get your product to you. It's going to take forever to get your product done. So you need a response rate that is high. Always aim for over 90% so that you know your supplier is going to respond quick. Sorry. Another thing that you should look out for is the years. So over here, the years means that's how many years they've been a verified supplier on Alibaba. So over here you have 15 years. That means this company has been operating for a long time. Over here you have 10 years, 13 years. So these are really good companies to start checking and looking through. Over here, this is 1 year. They only have one product, so that means they're a pretty small company and they're not really focusing on their Alibaba store. So I would stay away from them because they might not be that responsive. 5 years is also not bad. So this store is kind of catching my attention right here. They have a 92.5% response rate, which is great. They have North America. I live in Canada, so this is good for me that they have North America in their top markets. And I like the styles that they have going on. It's very similar to me. So again, it's also very important to have a supplier that carries the similar vibe and similar style that you are looking for, or else it's going to be very expensive to get everything just custom made. So you can already tell that this one has done way more transactions also within 6 months than this store has done. So that's something to keep in mind when looking at the suppliers, which one has done more transactions and more sales. I will try to pick around 2 to 5 suppliers for me to look at and compare so that I can see which one I like better. So let's start looking at these suppliers. So instantly when I look at their page, I like that they have the picture of their warehouse, like their workshop. They have 4.8, which is really good, so they have good reviews. And you just wanna, oh, they don't have any 1-star, which is good. So they have 3-star reviews. They respond in less than 24 hours, which is great. You always want that. And as I said, a response rate of over 90%. They were established in 2010, so they were actually operating for 10 years now. And they have, so it's always good to look at certifications. So always look for some certifications that you can ask from your supplier so that you know that they are, you know, verified, that they are up to standards. So always look for some certifications, especially when it comes to your product that you are trying to sell. There are certifications for every different type of product, so that you are able to sift through suppliers and make sure that they are certified and they are a legit business. Great. So now that we've looked at the supplier, this is all great. Let's start looking at their products. So I just like to go on here on products. I like to see the new in. So I see over here that they sell a lot of different types of leather goods or leather bags, and they also have non-leather goods as well. So something to pay attention to is that these pictures that they are using are most probably not their actual products. These are most probably products from other brands that they are trying to imitate. And their price is around $6.8 to $19. So their price is around $6.8 to $19. I would say maybe their average price is around $7 to $8 for all of their products. It's not cheap, but also when you're speaking about leather bags, that's not a cheap product for you to source, so that's fine. Okay, so something that I always look out for in the new in section, I like to see if their stuff is up to trend and up to standard and up to what all the other stores are selling. Because if they are not really, you know, updated and on trend and everything like that, then they're not going to be a good supplier to work with, because they're always going to be outdated and you want to always be on trend and the first one to get the latest styles and the latest arrivals. This store seems to be doing not so bad, but I would like to find one that's doing a bit better. This product seems interesting to me. This is from that same supplier that we were just looking at right now. So this seems like a pretty trendy product. Okay, so as you can tell over here, they have the different prices. So obviously the more you order, the cheaper that you can get it for. And it seems like their minimum order quantity is 50. So to be honest, most suppliers will say they have a minimum order quantity, but most of the time you can get them to ship you a smaller amount. And I always recommend starting off with a smaller amount. Okay, so you can see here that the supplier is letting you know that their minimum order is 50 pieces, and obviously the more you order, the cheaper it is. So the cheapest that you can go is around 7.8. Now obviously this will still have room for negotiation, and you are probably able to get a cheaper price than that, but I wouldn't say it's probably going to go under like 7.3, for example. That I feel like that would be the cheapest you can go with them. So that's something to keep in mind, because as you grow with the supplier, you want to know how much cheaper can I get their product for. So, and you can tell here that their minimum order quantity is 50 pieces, but again, you can always negotiate with the supplier so that they give you a lower minimum order quantity so that you can start with a lower amount if that is what you are looking for. It's nice that their estimated days, so days to deliver the product to you, 20 days, so 20 to 25 if it's around 500 pieces. So it's always good to have around the 20 to 22 day mark. Some suppliers will give you 45 days, which is way too long. You do not want to be waiting 45 days for your product, so 20 to 22 days is good. And they will have some more information right here about the product. So something that I highly recommend is to look into terms that help you understand the product. So when you're speaking to your supplier, they will always speak to you in terms that you might not understand. For example, PU leather, you always want to know what are the different types of leather that this product can come in. What are different types of leather that the supplier should offer, and what about the different textures of leather, what different colors, what are different types of dyeing maybe to the leather. All of that you want to make sure you are educating yourself on so that you are able to make a better decision when it comes to you buying your product. This is very important because when we started selling sunglasses, I was like, yeah, this looks great, you know, the quality looks good in the video, whatever, but I was not actually researching, okay, what are these sunglasses supposed to be made of? What is the best material for the lens? What is the best material for the frame? So these are things that are very important for you to educate yourself on even before you begin to look for a supplier, so that you are able to make a very educated decision when it comes to which supplier you end up choosing and which supplier you end up going with. So again, over here, see it says the material type is PU leather, so you want to make sure you are researching, is PU leather better? Is PVC leather better? What is the difference between the both of them? How are both of them manufactured? Maybe which one is more environmentally friendly? All these types of things you want to make sure you are researching. Here they will give you the product display and the product size. Also, this is very important. Try to measure out, you know, in front of you with a paper what the size of the product might be. It's nice they have some pictures over here and their color options. So that's good. So when you look at the model show, this is most probably not their own product and not their own pictures. So it looks like they took these pictures from another website and they just imitated that website's design, which is fine. I mean, that's what private labeling is, right? So this is good because the supplier will always put a lot of information in the description when it comes to material, when it comes to colors, when it comes to texture and whatever, because they want to look like they are educated on all the different options. Just in case somebody comes to them that is 100% educated, they can catch that person and they can say, hey, we know as well what you're talking about. So it's good to look over here at all the different options they have. For example, here they have custom logo options. So you want to research all the logo options that they have, their texture options. So I'm just looking through the pictures of the product that they put here. Looks like they have a video.
Backpack, single shoulder service.
This is just a video of their company. Okay, so this looks like a picture that is actually taken in their facility. This right here looks like an actual picture, and this too. So it's always good to dig through the images a little bit so that you are able to really find, you know, what does the real actual product look like, because it's not this. It will most probably be, you know, a picture that looks something similar to that. Okay, this seems like their office. Okay, we're just kind of going through the same pictures now. So now let's look at our second supplier. Okay, so I'm going to pick this supplier now to compare to the first one that I was looking at. So this one, again, is a verified supplier, trade assurance, because we put that filter in. They have a response rate that's a bit higher, so 97.1%, but they do have a lower amount of transactions. So 76 transactions. That's pretty low, actually, in the past 6 months. This one seems to have pretty high transactions, so let's look at that actually. And 93.1% response rates. Some water. Okay. 48. So it's always good to have at least like 200 transactions for the past 6 months. You want a number that's pretty high, because that means they are selling to their customers, and their customers are probably coming back to purchase from them again. So you always want a high transaction amount. So 48 is pretty low. 1,289 is very high actually. So maybe we can look at this one as well. And they have a 92.8% response rate, which is not bad. Okay, so now we have a few that we opened up. So the next supplier that we are looking at, this one, 14 years. This one has been a verified supplier for 14 years, which is a long time. They seem like they're pretty experienced. So straight away, I noticed that they have 4.8 out of 5 reviews, which is good, from 180 reviewers. So I'm just gonna straight away go to their products. So it seems like they sell a wider range of products that you can choose from. So something that's good here is you want to search, okay, see they have PVC handbags, luminous handbags, geometric handbags. So all these terms you want to make sure that you understand. Let's look at PVC handbags. Okay. Fanny pack, because that's what we're looking for. Okay, so right away what I'm noticing with the supplier is they just don't have the type of products that I'm looking for, and instantly for me that's just a turn off, because I'm not able to find a product, you know, instantly that I'm gravitated towards. And that means they're not on the same page with me, and they're most probably not going to be getting new products that will be on the same page as me. So this is probably not a product that I would continue with or go for, because it's just not what I'm looking for. So let's close this one. Okay, so next we are going to look at the supplier that has had 1,800 and almost 1,900 transactions in the past 6 months. That is a lot of transactions. Sometimes it could be because they are carrying a lot of different types of products. Here they're saying that their main product is this backpack right here. They have these fluffy slippers. So maybe their main product is not exactly the product that we are trying to sell. So that's always something to keep in mind. Let's take a look at their products over here. So it seems like the first thing they have is fur boot sets, and seems like that's what people are buying the most from them. Fur slides, fur boots. Okay, so we want to look for bags. So let's go to messenger bag. Nope, not the type of product we are looking for. What about fashion lady bag? Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Different styles of bags. Not what I'm looking for. Let's try evening bag. Okay. At this point, I still can't find what I'm looking for, so I would also just eliminate the supplier. Even though they have a very high transaction rate, and they seem like they've been selling a lot, but at the same time, I'm not able to find the type of product that I like, so I would just disregard them. So I would keep going, you know, with that same motion, just looking for some more suppliers. I would narrow down around 3 to 5. Now there are hundreds and hundreds to go through, so that's why I'm not going to go through, you know, everyone with you right now, but that's the process that I would just, you know, do to kind of limit around 3 to 5 suppliers. Now, after you limit the 3 to 5 suppliers, what you want to do is contact those suppliers and ask them. So first, you want to let them know, hey, I am the purchasing agent for blah blah company. Okay, now the reason why you want to say you are the purchasing agent is because you do not want to look like you are a one-man party. You do not want to look like you're just the only one that's operating this company, so that this will benefit you in the future when it comes to negotiations, etc. So you want to message them and say, hi, blah blah, I'm the purchasing agent, blah blah. And then you start writing down all the questions of things that you want to know. This could include what is their minimum order quantity, how long does it take for them to deliver the product, are they able to do any customizations that you would like the logo, etc. Okay, you want to ask how much the sample is plus shipping and how long it will take to get to you. You want to ask how much the product will be if you order this amount and how long that will take to get to you. And another question that you should ask is how often they get new styles. So that's also something that's very important to ask your supplier, because again, you always want to be up to date when it comes to your styles and your store. So you want to make sure that this supplier is getting new styles, I would say weekly. So weekly is really good. Sometimes it's bi-weekly, but if your supplier is just, you know, every 2 months, let's say, even monthly is fine, but every 2 months they're getting new styles, then they could be pretty outdated. Now I just want to give you guys just a few tips for you to pay attention to when you are choosing your supplier. So something that you should look out for is drafting up a contract. So 100% you should draft up a contract with your supplier. Now you can find a lot of templates for these online. The only thing that I would insist on adding in this contract is the delivery time. So if your supplier is telling you it's gonna take 22 to 30 days to deliver the product, so you need to put that in the contract, plus maybe add 7 days for shipping, but you need to put that in the contract. And in the contract you need to put an amount for them to be paying for every day that they are late. And before you place that order, make sure that they sign this contract, so that every day that they are late, they are paying you that amount, and that way they're gonna not want to be late and they're gonna want to give you your product as soon as possible. If you don't do that, and this has happened with me many times where suppliers have taken their time, there are products like orders that I've ordered that have taken around 3 to 4 months and they were supposed to take 1 month. So suppliers are just always late if you don't put boundaries to them. If you find a gold in the rough and they're really good and they're not late ever, that's amazing. But just so that you are able to secure yourself, make sure that you write up that contract and you put in an amount for them to pay every day that they are late, and that way you know for sure that they are not going to be late with delivering your products. Second of all, order samples from around 3 to 5 suppliers. Now, yes, these samples are going to be expensive. Each sample is most probably going to cost you around $50 to $60, no matter how much the product is, but the shipping is always expensive, especially if you're living in Canada or the US. It's gonna be around $50 to $60, most probably just for shipping. So it's always very expensive, but that's just the price of doing business. And you should aim to order the same product. So as I said, most suppliers carry around the same products. So try to order the same style from each supplier so that you are able to compare these styles and compare the quality of them. So you kind of have all of them being the same, and then you are just comparing the quality, the color, the feel, everything like that. Once you have ordered the samples and the samples arrived and you are satisfied with one of them and you are ready to place your order, you want to make sure that you are only paying your supplier 30% deposit before the order is done and the rest is on arrival. So some suppliers will tell you, no, we want the full amount upfront. Do not do that. That is not the standard. That is not the normal. 30% before the order is finished, and once the order is manufactured, then you pay the remaining 70%. Some of them may try to negotiate with you, but just know that the 30% is the standard, and that's what you should do. So these are all the tips that I have for you guys. I really hope that this video was useful. So I think I'm gonna make this a series. So if you guys want more information on a specific topic, please let me know. I think my next video, which is gonna come out next week, probably next Tuesday, is going to be about how much it actually costs to start your Shopify store. So this will have all the expenses included, all the expenses from Alibaba included, and how much you should invest in your inventory. So I look forward to that, and I hope you guys will look forward to that too. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.